Hello everyone, my name is Victoria Nguyen, and today I will introduce the topic of livestock farming on climate change. We will be looking at how cow agriculture affects climate change. Most people know that deforestation is one of the major causes of climate change, but what they usually neglect is that livestock farming also contributes to climate change. Its damage is just as brutal as deforestation. It's estimated that emissions from livestock account for about 14.5% of total greenhouse gas emission globally, and roughly two-thirds of those emissions come from cattle. It's the second largest polluter, only after the electricity industry. That means it's even more polluted than the transportation industry, which only contributes approximately 13%. The problem has become more intense when the global demand for meat consumption is expected to grow by up to 70% in the upcoming decades. Most greenhouse gases that are related to the livestock industry are carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and ammonia. In the atmosphere, carbon dioxide remains for 300 to 1,000 years, nitrous oxide for 150 years, methane for 10 years, and ammonia for about a month. Livestock farming produces 37% and 65% of global methane and nitrous oxide emission, respectively. Two main direct greenhouse gas emissions in farming are nitrous oxide and methane. Nitrous oxide is emitted directly from manure and urine of cow. Methane is produced by cows during their digestion. Both gases greatly have a higher global warming potential than carbon dioxide. Global warming potential is based on the reference of carbon dioxide, whose global warming potential is 1, which allows people to compare the effect of greenhouse gases. The greater the global warming potential, the more damage it will cause. Like methane, which absorbs much more energy than other gases, have a global warming potential of 28 to 36. That means 1 ton of methane produces the same average warming as 28 to 36 tons of carbon dioxide over a period of 100 years. That is shocking. Other gases produced during cattle operation are ammonia, is when cow urine mixes with feces and soil, or when nitrogen in the manure turns into ammonia as the manure decomposes, and carbon dioxide. When methane reacts in the air, it leaves the atmosphere through oxidation, which forms water vapor and carbon dioxide. Jan-Hee Lee, one researcher in the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences at the Ohio State University, stated that cattle are releasing methane by burping almost every minute. In the picture here, we can see that human only releases 0.1% of the amount of methane gas a cow releases. Even though methane degrades relatively quickly in the atmosphere, Indiana, for example, has the largest cattle population in the world, but the lowest beef consumption. Consequently, cows live longer and emit more methane. Every stage of cattle farming, it releases a substantial amount of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and is related to other sources of climate change, like deforestation and combustion of fossil fuels. For instance, during the supply chain, clearing forests and turning them to pasture to rear cows or to increase the feed crops releases greenhouse gases that were stored previously in the soil and vegetation, as well as reduces the vital carbon sinks from plants. Farming also consumes vast amount of energy from the use of diesel, electricity, renewable fuels for activities on the farm, or for the use of livestock in the manufacturing of agricultural chemicals such as fertilizer and pesticide. Manufacturing pesticide emits 3 major greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxides. Moreover, producing synthetic fertilizers require the burning of fossil fuels. Plus, nitrous oxide will be generated by chemical reaction after these synthetic fertilizers have been applied to crops. Other consequence is toxic output. Waste not properly disposed from factory farms can cause water acidification and ozone layer depletion. Common waste disposal methods like burning, landfilling, random piling, and so on can cause pollution because of the evaporation of stored manure, and organic waste in landfills will emit methane. So, what are the action plans to reduce the effect of cattle farming on the climate? First one, making cattle more sustainable. Farmers can try new diet. Some UC Davis scientists have found that there is up to 60% reduction in methane emission by just using 1% of red seaweed, called Aspergillus taxiformis, in their diet of cows, or rotate herds between pastures. This can help to prevent overgrazing, promote optimal regrowth of plants, and allows the same patch of land to be grazed multiple times. The second solution is disposing of waste properly. You can either send untreated waste to a waste treatment facility or build anaerobic manure digester. This is the most well-known technological solution. Basically, this graphic here demonstrates the use of bacteria, heat, water system, and agitators to break down organic waste, capturing the production of methane gas that can be used for energy. Either run it straight into homes so people can cook, or run it into engines to produce mechanical or electrical energy. Liquid manure is used for fertilization, and solid manure is used for composting and cow bedding. This picture right here is a grayscale biodigester, and this is a homemade biodigester. The third one is vermicomposting, which is the usage of earthworms as composting method. Worms digest the waste and excrete nutrient-rich casting from their guts, which foster fungus and bacteria that are beneficial to plant growth. The simplest way everyone can do to help reduce climate change is to reduce your meat consumption. You can eat more vegetable instead to detox your body. Since our home, the earth, is so sensitive, even the smallest of our action can impact the environment and increase climate change. As consumers, most of it can't directly become involved in livestock production, but we can spread this information to let everyone be aware of the negative effect of farming and its consequences on climate change. Hence, they can voluntarily reduce their beef consumption. We can do no great things, only small things with great love. Here's your chance to show the earth your admiration and gratitude for protecting our existence. Thank you for listening.